Hello everyone, welcome back to Math Specs. My name is Stephanie and today we're going to learn how to divide real numbers. So let's get started. First, we're going to begin with some important definitions, and today we're going to learn the reciprocal. So a reciprocal is defined as two numbers that when they are multiplied together, their product is 1. So how do we find a reciprocal for 2/5? Well, the denominator would become the numerator and the numerator would become the denominator. And according to this definition, if we multiply these two fractions, they should equal 1. So I multiply 2 times 5 at the top and 5 times 2 on the bottom, and 10 divided by 10 is indeed 1. So these two fractions are reciprocals of one another. For 3/4, if I wanted to find the reciprocal of this fraction, my denominator would become my numerator, and my numerator here would become the denominator. Basically, our fractions are flipped. So that when we multiply them, so 3 times 4 at the top is going to give me 12, and 4 times 3 on the bottom is also going to give me 12. They will multiply to equal 1. So let's continue to our division rule. For the division rule, we're told that if we divide a number, let's call this number A, by a non-zero number, and we call this number B, we have to multiply our number A by the reciprocal of B. So here we have A divided by B, and this is going to equal A times 1 over B, and 1 over B is the reciprocal of this. So here we have an example. I'm going to say 2 is A and B is 4. So when I use this division rule, I write 2 times 1 over 4. And now we multiply these two numbers together. And now we have essentially divided our fractions using multiplication. So let's go ahead and do some examples. Here we have 1/3 divided by 4. Now I can do things one of two ways. I can rewrite it as we saw it before and write 1/3 divided by 4, and then multiply this. You can say this. Multiply 1/3 by the reciprocal of 4, so that would be 1/4, and my answer would be 1 over 12. Now I have seen it done another way, where I've seen it done like this, where we have 4 at the bottom and 4 is a whole number. So I can write it over 1, and I flip this fraction and I multiply it by the first one. So 1/3 times 1/4, and I essentially flip this. And that's exactly what we're doing here. But here we're using our division rule. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue to the next example. So here we have 2 divided by 3 over 4. So I'm going to use the division rule. And I'm going to write 2 divided by 3 over 4. And this is going to equal 2 times the reciprocal of 3/4, which is going to be 4 over 3. Now I multiply these two numbers together and I get 8 over 3. Let's move on to the next example. In this example, we have -1/4 divided by 3. So I'm going to use the division rule again to find the answer. So I have -1/4 divided by 3, and this is going to be equal to -1/4 times the reciprocal of 3, which will be 1/3. Now I multiply, and my answer is -1/12. Let's go ahead and continue to the following example. Here we're asked to find this quotient, and I have 8 divided by 3/5. So I write 8 divided by 3/5, and of course I'm going to be using my division rule. And I'm going to write it a little bit lower so that we have some space. Now using my division rule, I multiply 8 times the reciprocal of the second fraction. So my reciprocal would be 8 times 5 over 3. Now I multiply these two, so I have 40 over 3. Okay, and if you wanted to use that other method of, I guess it's more visual, you just flip this fraction, it would be 5/3. And you would get the same answer. Okay, let's continue. And here we're asked to evaluate the expression when x is equal to 3. So what I'm first going to do is substitute. X is equal to 3. So whenever I see an x, I write 3. And make sure to use some grouping symbols. See here we have -2x. So I write 3, but I make sure to write parentheses. Now here I have x plus 3, so I write 3 in place of x and bring the rest plus 3 down. Now I multiply the top, so -2 times 3 is going to give me -6, and the bottom is going to give me 9. And now I can reduce this, and I divide top and bottom by 3, so my answer is going to be -2/3. So I can reduce this or simplify it. Okay, so this would be my answer for this. So congratulations, today you learned how to divide real numbers, and we worked on various examples, even evaluating some expressions when given a variable. Thank you so much for your time, and we will see each other in the next math video. Good luck.